welcome to Mike and John Got It Going On, a Livingston County-based podcast that's based in, well, Livingston County. And now, Mike and John.
We're a little bit on an ice delay today.
Yeah.
A little bit of an ice delay.
It is ice delay.
Due to the sleet from last night. But we are here. We're ready to go for this Wednesday.
Yes. And, of course, Mike and John Got It Going On, brought to you by Firehouse Doors. And now it's time for GIGO News. I had to do my own introduction. Because we got to get moving.
All right, then. What's the thing? Get to it.
All right. Here's what's happening. The co-owner of a marijuana store in Walled Lake has sold off the building he purchased last year in downtown Brighton, but says he still wants to bring a location to the Brighton area. Jerry Millen of Heartland Township, who co-owns the greenhouse of Walled Lake, sold the former Rollison Pro Hardware building to a Brighton couple, Michael and Whitney McCowan, who reportedly plan to renovate it and use it for a variety of purposes. Millen said he sold the store partly because he wanted to put to bed any and all rumors that he had planned to locate a marijuana store in Brighton's downtown, but he does still want to find a location in Brighton at some point in the future, just not downtown. Millen also indicated the cost of renovating the building was higher than anticipated. Currently, such businesses are not allowed in Brighton. They have opted out under the terms of Michigan's recreational marijuana law, but city officials have been discussing future possibilities. That conversation has taken on new urgency in light of the voter-approved referendum in Pinckney, which had also opted out, but was forced to integrate the business after a 2020 ballot initiative was successful. Millen, by the way, will be joining us in just a few minutes for our Community Spotlight. In fact, that's the Community Spotlight alarm, just to show you that we are behind. A Livingston County woman discussed issues surrounding climate change with one of Michigan's U.S. senators in honor of Women's History Month. Moms Clean Air Force's Elizabeth Hauptman of Brighton, also a previous guest here on Mike and John Got It Going On, interviewed U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow Tuesday about her work in the Senate to fight air pollution and climate change. As a member of the Environment and Public Works Committee and a senior member of the Budget Committee and Finance Committee, Stabenow has championed legislation to enable more consumers to purchase zero-emission vehicles, funding for critically important public health programs, and efforts to ensure clean and affordable drinking water for kids in Michigan. The interview was broadcast live on the Moms Clean Air Force Facebook page Tuesday afternoon, but they'll rebroadcast it Thursday at 2. And a case of a highly contagious disease of the equine upper respiratory tract has been identified in Livingston County. The Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development confirmed a case of what's known as equine strangles in Livingston County, also 5 cases in Oakland County. A 7-year-old quarter horse cross mare in Livingston County was confirmed positive for equine strangles March 21st. The mare had been acquired by the current owner February 27th and had an unknown history. She had onset of clinical signs March 1st. That mare is now recovering. And you can find details on all these on our MikeandJohnPodcast.com webpage. That's what's going on.
Do we have a description of what the symptoms are for strangles?
We do, actually.
Do we? Because I have no idea what strangles
I
are.
have to
that
admit,
could be the name of a clown. Strangles the clown. But no, it's equine strangles.
People are scared enough of clowns. You don't want strangles the clown.
Equine strangles, that sounds like a punk band.
Sounds like, I don't know that it takes a detective too long to go, well, wait, let's see. All these kids are missing, and we have maybe strangles the clown. They turn up being suffocated, and I don't know. Maybe strangles the clown. I don't know. Let's go talk to him.
So strangles is a thing.
Equine strangles. Actually, yeah. I mean, we're laughing, but it can be fatal to horses, and it's an upper respiratory bacterial infection. So.
Well, look at you talking like an equine specialist.
Well, yes, I am an equine specialist. Yes, I do.
It's time for our Community Spotlight. We're going to talk with the pot shop guy, Jerry Millen, and our Spotlight brought to you by Jordan Genso.
Absolutely, of course, Jordan, proud sponsor of the Community Spotlight with the Genso team at Remax Platinum. Jordan enjoys teaching people about the real estate transaction process along with current market conditions, even if you're not currently looking to buy or sell. You just want to have a worthwhile chat with a real estate professional.
Hold on, Jerry.
Hang on, Jerry.
We're in the middle of a commercial.
Yeah, we're doing a live spot. All right. And you just want to have a worthwhile chat with a real estate professional, you can call Jordan 248-444-9777.
Jerry Millen joining us from the greenhouse in Walled Lake. Of course, Jerry from Heartland. And recently selling the hardware store in downtown Brighton to move on to a different location, possibly for marijuana dispensary here in Livingston County. Good morning, Jerry.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I think it was when COVID first hit, and we had you on the radio show talking about doing business during COVID, and you guys really thrived at the greenhouse, and that kind of led to possibly moving to Brighton too, or getting another location in Brighton. So, let's talk about that and where you're at this point.
Well, there's been some moving and shaking on the Brighton City Council, and the city manager, I guess, and stuff, put his resignation in. So there's been some things going on here recently in the past couple of months that we're gonna have to wait and find out. But before COVID hit, I was going to council meetings and hoping that they, would finally opt in and give people a chance in the Brighton area, Livingston County area, to have a greenhouse in the area. So I bought the building as a project, and not everybody. A few people went crazy and thought I was going to bring marijuana to downtown. The Devil's Lettuce was going to be on Main Street. I'm like, whoa, hold on. I bought a building as an investment, and if they would allow marijuana downtown, then great, we'll have a greenhouse. If not, we'll do something else with the building. I didn't realize that the people, when somebody's against something, they're really going to come out.
Right.
And people that are for it, they're going to be like, I'm for it, but I'm not going to get up at 8 a.m. and go to a special meeting to talk about cannabis. So,
right.
They had a meeting, and I went, and it was with, with a couple of some people that I know, and I just sat there and listened, and some of the crazy things that people say just still blow my mind. That on Main Street, if I put a cannabis store there, we're going to be just selling weed to kids, which is not the case whatsoever. And nobody has a problem with 14 liquor licenses on Main Street. So it became a real issue, and I felt like it was a hot button for council and for the mayor at the time, and I felt bad because all I did was buy a building. Right. And even though the mayor was like, listen, during the meeting, this gentleman just bought a building. I didn't ever approach the city about putting a cannabis store there. But of course, the rumor mill, it's going to be there on Main Street.
Well, and your reputation preceded you in this type of case since you owned a dispensary already. So, as you said, you bought it as an investment, and then the cost to renovate the old hardware store, it just has got to be astronomically expensive, especially during these times.
Yeah, it was out of control. It was like $1.5 million, and I was going to do it. And I sat down with some of my financial guys, and like, Jerry, you're in the cannabis industry, and you could renovate this building because I love old buildings, and you can invest your money into it, which would be great. But you're going to tie up, your finances to do another store. And I'm like, you're right. And so I got approached by quite a few people to buy the building, and I'm like, if somebody else wants to buy the building and do something with it, then I'm going to sell it because of the fact that, number one, I want to alleviate any problems that cause for the city. Because during election times were going on and it was just chaos. So I said, we'll just sell it. Let somebody else do something with it. I have some other spots in Brighton that are way far from downtown. It'd be a great location for the greenhouse. Can't say where, because when you do, people go and try to, already block you out and do things like that. So you have to be kind of secretive in this industry because the big guys will come in and buy all the real estate up in certain cities.
That's a good point that you bring up, Jerry, and let me butt in here and just say, you talk about the big guys. And I think folks don't really get, there's a lot of people out there that don't really understand that there are some real heavy hitter corporate interests that are invested in this industry who want to come in. I mean, you are really I know people don't see you that way, but having visited the greenhouse in Walled Lake, having known you like I have, I mean, you're a small businessman. You are, someone who's an entrepreneur and trying to make something work and seeing an opportunity. But there are some really heavy hitter corporate interests that would be very able to come in and just do what the hell they want.
Huge. A lot of people don't know there's a company called Loom, which is owned by Bell Tire. Bell Tire doesn't want anybody to know that they own Loom. They have 40 or 50 stores. They are so tied in with their legislators, it's crazy. They have the guy that buys their real estate and does their lobbying for them as a former senator, and how do they get 40 licenses in the state? They got a lot of political pull, and I'm a mom and pop, and there's a lot of small guys like me that are trying to stay in the industry, and, they're trying to shove us out, so we have to fight tooth and nail for every license that we get. But, big companies like Loom and Bell Tire, they're trying to squash these little guys.
Who would have thought rubber and weed in the same sentence?
But the funny thing is, they don't want anybody to know. Robert
Right.
Barnes owns it. They don't want anybody to know.
Right.
Bell Tire owns Loom. Well, everybody should know because it's corporate weed. And they don't have any problem with people making money. But they're in the business for the wrong reason. They're only there to make money. I got into it as a business opportunity, then saw that it actually does help people, and we help people every day. and people come in there with cancer, autistic kids, special needs, people in pain, a lot of senior citizens that are just in so much pain, and cannabis gives them relief. And that's why when I get in front of any city council or a politician, it's, weed is the devil's lettuce, it's terrible, the kids are going to get it. I hate to tell you, but you got to sit down with your kids, because your kids are already getting it if they want it.
Well, there's that, and you bring up the senior citizen factor, and it doesn't have. We're not necessarily talking about grandma's buying a bag of weed. You have the oils that don't have any type of effect on one's mind. It's just something to alleviate pain.
Yes, CBD.
So the CBD part of it, that's what everybody kind of. You may have half of those city council people that have been using the product, and they're still against having, a pot shop in town, as they would put it.
Exactly. It's like not in my backyard,
right?
And there's, that's why I invite people. I invite people to come to the store. A lot of people won't take you up on it because they're afraid of being educated, I feel. And if you're gonna make a decision on something, you should really go in and see how a place is gonna operate, how it does operate. And you would be surprised. Granny at 80 years old is buying a bag of weed. I mean, you would be shocked. I see 80-year-olds in line all the time, and I love it, because it means that we're breaking that stigma, because it does help a lot of people. And and like I've always said, if you don't know, you don't know. And until you're in the position where maybe a loved one or yourself unfortunately gets cancer, or you need some kind of treatment, and doctors are now, University of Michigan Cancer Center is now telling people to try cannabis. I have patients from U of M coming in saying, my oncologist at U of M told me to come here to try something, because everything else, medication-wise, pharmaceutical-wise, is not working for them. And I love that they're sending them there. It's terrible that they have cancer, but, doctors are starting to realize that, if it gives people relief, try it.
Well, and I think the other aspect of this that people maybe don't realize is that when they're thinking, like, we want to keep pot out of Brighton, and you kind of alluded to it just a minute ago, but I think it's also worth mentioning, like, well, pot's in Brighton, it's everywhere else, and obviously, there's always been, illegal weed, but legal weed is been available in Brighton, and folks that want it are getting it. Through delivery and that method
we
too.
To Brighton.
Yeah,
I carved out Brighton specifically because I want people to, I want to introduce people to the greenhouse, so they can go to greenhousemi.com. You can order delivery to Brighton, and so it's already there, and if it's done the right way, it's not harmful. You just have to have the right person running the business. You don't want a big corporate weed store coming in, and you want the right business owners running these kind of businesses.
Well, and the people of Brighton back in 2018 overwhelmingly approved this in the 2018 ballot measure.
Right, and that's my question. Is like, why not? The question is, why not?
Well, and I think with
sooner or later it's going to happen.
Part of the equation too with the hardware store was I remember hearing talk of the question of parking and such, because at the greenhouse you have a lot more availability, so to speak,
Correct.
for people to park and go. The downtown Brighton, not exactly the most parking friendly, especially if you've got people coming and going quite often. It's busy enough on a weekend just for the bars and restaurants. So you're looking at other locations. I know, as you said, you really can't say where, but I'm sure you want to facilitate that as well, as far as giving enough space for what you're going to handle as customers.
Oh, 100%. And I knew that when I bought the hardware store. I knew parking. Everybody knows parking's a problem downtown. It's a 300-pound gorilla in the room. Parking is abysmal in downtown Brighton. So I knew that. When I bought the building, I'm like, it'd be hard to put a cannabis store here because we do such a high volume. But the one thing I can tell you is 70 to 80% of the restaurants and stores I talked to down on Main Street wanted me to come down, because we bring people in the store all day long, from morning to night. And they wanted a lunch crowd in Brighton because they don't have one.
Right.
We brought so much more business to downtown Brighton.
For one reason or another.
When we talk about parking, the parking, it's like these are good problems to have in the sense for a community, as opposed to it's deserted and no one gives a crap.
That's what Walled Lake was. Walled Lake used to be deserted.
Right.
Yeah.
The mayor put me on the DDA in Walled Lake, and I've been told that the greenhouse is going to be the cornerstone for redeveloping the downtown. We're redoing the sidewalks. We're doing so much work on that corner. Spent $1.5 million on the corner of Walled Lake, and we're starting to bring people back downtown. There's a couple of restaurants down there, so some of the cities get it. This helps. It is a good problem to have.
Yeah, and again, I visited the greenhouse in Walled Lake, I think back in October, and you gave me a tour of the place, and when I was in there, I mean, the business was it was the middle of the week. The business was was pretty steady in and out. It's a professionally run business. And I think, like you said at the time, and you just said again, if you have questions, if you want to see what an operation looks like, come and check out what we do, what you guys do there. And you can see it's just, to me, look, we're talking about a legal product. I mean, why are we having a conversation as if we're not talking about a legal product? This is a legal
I guess
product. Stop with this, I guess, this shaming. And it is this societal shaming that somehow it is shameful that somebody might want marijuana for a recreational purpose or for a medical purpose or whatever purpose. It doesn't matter what the purpose is. It's freaking legal.
Well, the thing of it is, and I'm curious on this because I really don't know, but when you look at liquor licenses, there's so many for certain areas in downtowns and businesses, those types of things. Are there so many pot licenses that are available in the area? You got to go through the same process?
It's all left up to each municipality. The only thing is it has to be so far from a school, and the state has left, in the rules, it was left up to each municipality to decide how they wanted to proceed. Did they, allow it, not allow it? If they did, how many licenses? They could put any restrictions on it if they wanted. And the bigger thing is, if you're not careful, because, Brighton is the diamond in the rough, or not even the diamond in the rough, it's the diamond of Livingston County. Somebody's going to do a ballot initiative, and if they get it passed, they write the rules.
Right.
They can come in and say, we're going to allow 15 dispensaries in Brighton, all up and down Main Street. And if they can get enough signatures to get it on the ballot that passes, you're going to see 15 weed stores up and down Main Street. That's why it's important for cities that are bigger or that are more desirable to step up and say, okay, if this is going to be forced on our throats with a ballot initiative, possibly, we might want to get ahead of this.
Well, look what happened in Pinckney. I mean, that's exactly what happened in Pinckney. And then Pinckney officials were left with trying to retrofit ballot language that they were like, well, crap, we never would have written it this way. And they lost control of the process. And they had to go through a lot of maneuvering to try and get back control of the process, but they were forced to do it. And I think in retrospect, many of those officials may look back and say, perhaps we should have just taken control of this process and done it ourselves from the get-go. It would have been a lot more amenable to what communities want. And that's what the thing is. The law allows communities to opt in and then take control of the process. Otherwise, voters are going to come in and say, look, we want this, it's legal, it's coming, and then you lose that control. I guess this is where I just I don't understand sometimes the reluctance to just, why would you not want to be in control of the process and let the process run without your control? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. And if you're not careful, the big guys have enough money to come in and spend a lot of money on a ballot initiative. And who's really going to stand in their way and spend money to fight it? Who's going to say, I'm going to spend $20,000 to say no marijuana in Brighton? Nobody's going to step up and do that. So it could, and somebody will come in and they will write the ballot initiative to where it's going to be hugely beneficial to the stores or the growers and processors. And then you can have 15, 20 dispensaries in Brighton, because you know what happens when they knock on the door and they say, sign this initiative. People don't really read it. And they could say, we want 20 stores, but they're like, oh, no, not 20 stores. It'd be 2 stores, but over 20 years, they don't tell people the truth. When they sign the initiatives and when people vote, sometimes they don't do their research. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
And what?
It's like it's going to be shoved down their throat because somebody's going to come and do it.
Right.
And I truly believe Brighton will opt in here eventually, because there's a lot of smart people on that council, and I know some of them, and they're not against it. I just think right now there's some turmoil going on politically, and I think they got to get that to settle down. But I'm not going to give up. It took me 7 years to get my store open in Walled Lake. I hope I don't got to wait 7 years for Brighton.
Well, do you have any customers that are on the council?
No, I don't know.
I know, I put you on the spot there, Jerry. I'm sorry. I had to ask.
No, that's, medical ethics prevent him. HIPAA regulations. He can't.
I'm just here sampling.
Right.
4 of those and 5 of these and 17 of them.
Yeah. Right. So, like you said, you're looking at some other opportunities, to bring a business to the Brighton area, and do you think we'll hear something soon?
Yeah, I was going to say, is there kind of a target date?
I really hope. I'm going to start, I'm going to start going to council meetings again and just, be in there saying, hey guys, we're still here. We're not going to go away.
All right.
And I'll sit here and I'll wait.
All right. Well,
I truly sold the hardware store to take the pressure off a little bit. Just be like, listen, I'm not planning on putting anything downtown, but can we still continue this conversation?
Well, and I guess
I think it's worth having.
Yeah, and I think that goes to the point of a lot of people were concerned about bringing you downtown and you selling the store. I mean, were in a sense. This is my personal opinion. I think by you selling the store like you did, it is a sign that you're saying, look, I want to work with you. You could have easily held that property as just a wedge and kind of held it over their head, and instead you're like, let me alleviate your concerns. It's not coming to Main Street, at least not through you, and right. I want to make this work, so let me just sell this off and let's find another way to do this. I don't think that if you get some of these big corporate interests, they are not going to care.
Steamroll you.
Oh, no.
Steamrolling right there.
Loom is in several lawsuits against municipalities. If Loom doesn't get a license, they sue, and they've found several lawsuits against municipalities. So that's why you got to get in and write a good ordinance and a good way to get it into your city and decide who you want. You want the good players. That's what you want. You want people that are going to come in and do the right thing for the community. We do a lot of great charity work, and not because we have to, because we want to. And we do a lot of stuff that people don't even know about. So good. I don't promote everything we do. It doesn't. I don't have to keep promoting. It's good just to do good things for people sometimes. The corporate stores don't do that. And it's fine. It's business, and I get it. And it's America. It's capitalism. Do your thing. But in this industry, I think we have a unique opportunity to help people, which I think is fantastic, and also make a living at the same time. There's not many, jobs or professions where you can do that sort of thing. Well,
I guess, you live here in Livingston County, and so right. I mean, this is a very community-focused, community-focused community. Mm-hmm. But it is true to the sense that where, I don't want to be, the outsiders, but I think for folks that aren't from this area, they would just look at it straight up as a business opportunity and not really care about how is this going to work with the community. And to the extent that you're talking about doing these non-business things like working with charitable causes and helping out and being like on the DDA, looking beyond just your particular business, but as a community, I mean, I just think that the people that get it, such as yourself,
you got to be a team player, and you got to be a community partner, and,
right.
and that's unfortunately a lot of those have gone away,
right,
over the past few years.
Especially in this business, because look, man, I know that it still has some stigma, but the stigma, is disappearing faster than I even thought. But it's important to work with the city and the communities you go into because of the product that it is, and you want businesses that are going to be a part of the growth of a community, because this is a partnership with the city, because this is, it's a controlled substance, so you want people that are going to run it and have an interest. I live in Livingston County. Brighton is really my downtown. Harlan doesn't have a downtown. We got like a pizza shop, which I love, Village Pizza.
right.
But there's no downtown. We go to downtown Brighton to hang out.
Yeah.
So I would never do anything. That's not who I am. I would never do anything to jeopardize my community, to drag it down. That's not who I am. And that's why I've always invited people. They're not many people take me up on it because they think they're intimidated to come into a weed store or whatever. But that's why I tell people, come to the store, meet me. I'll give you a personal tour. I will show you that the boogeyman does not live inside the greenhouse.
All right. Well, we look to hear, more news soon, hopefully, about what's going to happen here, because something's going to happen. I think you're right about that. But Jerry Millen from the...
call me one morning, and I'll make a special delivery to you guys.
Oh, wait, get up bright and early.
Well, wait, there's a paper bag on my porch. I thought, but... Well, look, if you're going to start attending council meetings again, you may need to medicate yourself.
Hey, now.
But all right, anyway.
Yeah, keep us in the loop on things, Jerry. We appreciate it.
Sure,
as always.
On the gig there, you guys are doing a great job. Keep fighting the fight, brother.
Hey, all right. Thank you, Jerry Millen.
Thanks,
from
guys.
the Greenhouse of Walled Lake, and of course Livingston County area businessman, and we'll find out what happens.
Next step. I don't think it was really a surprise the way the hardware store went.
No.
It just wasn't. I don't think it would have been big enough anyway.
Right. So thanks for Jerry being in our community spotlight. Of course, brought to you by Jordan Genso. Call him at 248-444-9777. You can find him on Facebook at Jordan Genso Community Servant Community Realtor.
And I really hope we're not in trouble for being late to class.
We're on ice delay. We're on ice delay.
We are on ice
this
delay,
morning.
so I hope he understands that the bus was delayed.
This is Uncle Bill.
Hi, Uncle Bill.
Yeah.
The bus was running behind because of the ice.
Yeah, we were on ice delay this morning.
Okay.
So we hope you understand and don't penalize us on our points or anything.
Right.
For school of the fools.
No.
Right.
Just to clarify, next week we're going to have to do it on Tuesday.
Oh, now we got to do it on Tuesday.
Well, all right. That's what we get when we come to school late.
I got to change the dry erase board.
That's
I
right.
just filled it all in.
We just got a dry erase board.
No.
We just expanded here.
Yeah, we did.
And got it going on.
Things are really growing here.
So because that's our expansion.
All right.
All right. So
all right. Before we get
Tuesday.
into next Tuesday for School of the Fools. Before we get into that, we just want to also mention Murphy's Family Auto, one of the supporters here on Mike and John Got It Going On. You can call them today. Schedule an appointment 517-552-3040 or murphysfamilyauto.com. Murphy's Family Auto, your car knows.
Yes, it does.
All right.
All right, Uncle Bill. What's our topic today?
Well, do you know what today is?
Wednesday.
Yeah. Ice delay day.
It's ice delay
Wednesday. Today is National Pencil Day.
Oh.
Hyman Lipman. It's your day, Hyman. Did I ruin any of the questions with that?
You did.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should mark him down.
Off.
Look at this guy coming to class and just blurting out answers.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right.
So here we go. Thomas Edison had pencils specially made for him. Did he like his graphite softer or harder than normal?
Thomas liked a hard one.
Yeah. Cue the music here. Waka, waka, wow.
So Thomas Edison.
Yes.
Did he like the lead hard or soft?
The graphite.
Oh, the graphite.
Right, the graphite. Right.
Hey, where's our big pencil? It's right there.
Oh, it's right here.
We got the big pencil.
Yeah, we got the big pencil. It is big. You're right. It's
we got a big pencil.
We got a big old Mackinac
pencil. It's a Mac pencil.
Big
Daddy Mac.
I'm going to say, because he did a lot of writing, I think he preferred it to be soft.
All right, so John says softer.
Why did he? Because he did a lot. Was it easier
I
on the wrist?
I think it'd be easier with a softer graphite.
Smooth graphite.
Where if it's harder, it would snap off.
I think he liked a nice sharp hard pencil.
All right.
He was a man's man, Thomas says.
So his pencils were specifically made for him. They were 3 inches. They were thicker than normal pencils.
Wow. Short and fat.
And they were softer graphite.
Damn right they were.
Short, fat, and soft.
There you go.
That's what it said on his tombstone. I like my pencils short, fat, and soft.
Okay, well.
Yeah, we went there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so
All right.
John gets a point on that one.
All right, thank you.
Yes. All right. Hyman Lipman.
Yes.
What's he famous for, Mike?
The pencil. Well, the eraser. A pencil with an eraser on it.
Yeah.
There you go.
My point right there.
Now, John, do you want to agree with him or disagree with him? It'll almost turn it into like...
I will agree with him on this.
No, see, that's not fair.
You're the one that came and started
I'm
blurting out
sorry.
answers. So.
Gosh.
All right.
Yes, he is the one that put the eraser at the end of the pencil. So
He missed
Tom's
all the
on
golf
point.
courses along the way.
You want to touch my eraser?
Not today.
All right. Hey, do you know who Charles Smith is?
Chuck?
Chuck? Yeah, Chucky, baby.
Yeah.
Charles Smith.
Of
I don't
the
know.
Cumberland Pencil Company.
Oh, the old
yes.
Cumberland.
Now, what did he do? Did he create the golf pencil? Did he create the power pencil sharpener?
That's great.
Did he create a pencil that could hide secret messages? Or did he create a pencil that could be used in both bombers and tanks by adding a small magnetic strip on the side?
Oh, well.
How about that?
What did Charles Smith do?
Wow, pretty smart. If that's what he did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he invented the golf pencil.
All right.
Charles Smith golf pencil.
Little teeny pencil.
Little,
no
and
eraser.
it had to be green.
And no eraser.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
I think he invented the pencil sharpener.
All right. He actually created a pencil that could hide secret messages.
Wow.
Wow. It's like
The Cumberland Pencil Company was actually based in England.
oh, 007 probably had one of his
What
pencils.
they did is they made pencils with graphite on either end of them, and they were hollow in the middle. And they would store maps inside of those, and then those pencils would be given to POWs.
Oh my
You
God.
have to break
And
the
so
pencil
they
and
would-
pull out the map.
So they would know if they escaped where to go after they escaped.
Why weren't those marketed when I was taking the SATs?
Yeah, that would have been great.
What the hell? You know how much money they could have made?
This map is illegible. I can't read the map.
Maybe, John, they were, and that's why I got 1220. So,
Yeah, right. And I got 420, having just got off the phone with Jerry Millen.
I
Anyway,
was going to say, is that 420 every day, John? Is that,
my scores speak for themselves. The fact that I'm doing a podcast in a basement at this stage of my life, I think, says everything you need to know.
all right, very, very good.
And why I'm with them, I don't know.
You're hanging around with the wrong crowd,
Right,
Mike.
my mom
Your
always
mom
told me.
tried to tell you.
Don't hang out with them.
All right, well, John's got 2 right. Mike has 1 right.
Yes.
Last question.
This is it, your chance, buddy.
Who started the whole yellow pencil business? Was it L&C Hardmouth? Was it Faber-Castell? Was it Eberhard Faber? Or was it Stadler? So what pencil company started the whole yellow pencil business?
You're in the lead. So.
All right. I think it was Stadler.
All right. John says it's Stadler. Mike?
Why Stadler? Is that one of your favorite pencil brands? I think it's Carber, whatever. Carber
Well,
Fiddler.
there's
Carver,
it's
Faber.
actually
Faber.
Faber-Castell.
Faber, that's
or
the one.
Eberhard Faber. There's
No,
2 different
Eberhard.
ones.
Faber
Faber.
Castell.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fun to say.
That's
I think you just
Faber.
made 3 answers there. What's your answer?
Faber Castell.
Okay.
Or
Yes,
Faber.
I've heard the answer, John.
All right, good. Just want to make sure.
And John, just to let you know, he's wrong.
Okay.
So you're going to be this week's winner.
Ah.
It's L&C Hardmouth.
Okay.
They created it's KOH-I-NOOR diamond pencil, which is a famous jewel
Oh, yeah.
that's contained within the British crown jewels that comes from India.
The Kanur.
Yeah, and India wants that jewel back, and there's a lot of. But anyways, the pencil
Besides
was
that.
the pencil was named after that and painted yellow
Wow.
in an effort to show that their pencils were of the highest quality
Oh, they were
and the best.
They were
And
the
what
jewels
and
of the
what
pencil industry.
Yes. It
and
wasn't
what
some
happened
short,
was
fat.
Other pencil companies then decided to copy them,
Yeah.
and that's why pencils are now yellow.
Yeah, and sometimes you get that cheap one that's like an off yellow, not quite the same yellow as the others. Other
Right.
brands, so you know you got a cheapo.
Yeah.
Or they're red. That's
Right.
when you know, like, okay, it's not
Mine's
even a
pink.
yellow pencil.
Yeah, John has a.
I've got a big pink one.
Oh.
Wow, that's nice to know. I heard Thomas Edison's wasn't quite that.
You've got nothing on me, fella.
It's a long.
And it's got a tassel at the end.
it's got a big head eraser on it too.
All right.
This whole thing's just gone to hell.
Stop making mistakes. He's
First
rubbing his eraser on
We're talking
everything.
pot, now we're getting into smut. What kind of a show is this?
We've gone off the rails. All right. So next week, Tuesday, School of the
Yes.
Fools with Uncle Bill. Now
Yes,
I got it.
Tuesday, if we could make it 7:30.
Oh,
that
now we're gonna.
Okay, scheduling. All right.
Wow.
Well, we'll get you in touch with our scheduler.
Yeah, we'll
we'll get that on the calendar.
We'll take
have
care of
your,
you.
Have your people contact
Right,
my people.
right. Okay.
All right. Or we'll just talk to you next Tuesday at 7:30.
That would be awesome. Yeah, that would work out well with my schedule.
All
That
right.
would be fantastic.
All right. We know you need your beauty rest and all. So, all right, Uncle Bill. We'll talk with you next week. We learned a thing about Hyman Lipman and the pencil today.
We sure
Thank you
did.
much.
We did. All right. Thank you, guys.
All
All
right,
right, buddy.
Thanks, Uncle Bill.
Take it easy.
Yep.
All right,
Bye.
Firehouse Doors, of course, the main sponsor here, and Mike and John got it going on, and we want to thank them for their support. They've been in Livingston County for 24 years, family-owned. They strive to treat each customer like family. They're also veteran-owned. Mike, a proud U.S. Air Force veteran, and they're your one-stop shop for residential, commercial, and rolling steel overhead doors. And for the past 21 years, Firehouse Doors has been Livingston County's only authorized distributor for CHI overhead doors. And you've only got 2 days left till April 1st, and I'm sure including April 1st.
Look at I've got
So
two
really,
rush
3.
guys on my fingers.
Right. You might want to wash those hands. But I'm going to go ahead and make an executive decision
Here's the thing.
through April 1st.
We're hoping they stick with us
Yeah.
through April 1st
Right.
and then beyond.
Right. But if you call Firehouse
the day, we
Doors
don't know.
through Friday, April 1st, no joke, you tell them Mike and John sent you, you'll save 5% off your entire bill. No exclusions apply. You can give them a call, 810-599-7480.
All right. Since we've been all over the board today,
Yeah, we have.
with the Easter holiday coming up,
Right.
Disney is coming out with a limited time only edition for grown-ups of the Boozy Bunny. It's a chocolate bunny, 6 inches tall, hollow on the inside, and filled with a chocolate drink mixed with bourbon.
Sweet.
So apparently there's a hole in the back for your bunny straw. Now, I'm not sure where in the back it's located, but being Disney, you would think it'll probably be up high. All right, we were just assuming.
Right. Okay. Why would it be in like the top of his head? Like,
Well, it's probably back of his head,
Okay.
so you can see the front of the bunny.
so it's not like, why is grandma? Never mind.
Why is grandma sucking on a bunny?
No. But so this is for
So
parents.
you can suck out the
So while
innards
your
and then eat
kids
the chocolate.
on Easter morning or whatever, when you're just like, oh my God, right. They go do your thing over there, and then you just sit quietly on the couch
and drink your
and
bunny.
drink your bunny.
It's a whole new chocolate milk.
That's
Whole new
nice.
chocolate milk.
That's nice.
2-cent history today?
Yeah, I believe so. But before we do, we want to remind you, of course, our merch store at mikeandjohnpodcast.com. We have all new items available. Lots of different women's wear items that you can go for, and our new travel mug. Did you see that?
I did
It's
see
a pretty nice looking mug.
Yeah, it's almost a Yeti.
Yeah. That's what it's called. It's from the Almost a Yeti company.
Hyman Lipton had nothing to do with it.
No, it did not.
We're not.
Right.
No, there's various colors you'll be able to choose from.
Yeah.
If some of the way things are working with the merch store, you place your order and they fill the orders on. Put them together on Fridays.
Right.
So if you order on a Monday, they're not going to put it together till Friday, but that gives you more time to shop.
Right, and you
They're
can
out of
either
their
pay to have it delivered, or if you'd like, you can just go pick it up at the store. Either way, but you make your order, and you should get an email back from Spirit of Livingston, giving you the details. But usually give them about a week until the next Friday to have that order available for you. And of course, Spirit of Livingston in Howell is a custom T-shirt and screen printing company. They've been great to work with here on Mike and John Got It Going On, or whatever the name of this show is. I don't even know. Thank you. And
We can edit that.
it was a Muskego, but we can, but we won't. And they do graphic design services. They've done that for us.
They've
Custom
done that for my
embroidery.
business too.
Yeah,
So
that's
for
true.
Mike's
I forgot.
Fitness.
Yeah, Mike's Fitness. Don't forget
Here,
that.
Let me show the
Blatant
logo.
plug
See there?
here.
Yeah,
All right,
there
I'll send
go.
you a bill for that.
Yep.
And everything you need to know is in the name. They truly have the Spirit of Livingston. You can give them a call today, 517-545-8831. Go online, spiritoflivingston.com.
Yeah, Danny's been great to work with,
Right.
and
Nicole.
and Nicole as well. She's working on a few other things for us.
I
too.
heard.
So,
Yes, I heard.
I better not reveal it yet.
No,
can't
no,
have
no,
another
no,
big
no.
reveal.
No.
Check out the merch store.
Yeah.
Today, March 30th, it's National Doctor's Day. Doctor. I am in control day today.
Sure. Is it Al Haig Day? I know where that came from. Yeah.
On March 30th, 1981, President Ronald Reagan was wounded in that assassination attempt.
Right.
Lots of confusion happened. Alexander Haig stepped up and said, "Hey, I am in control here. I'm the man."
And he's the Secretary of State.
Yeah.
And he stepped up to the White House and said, I'm in control here. And it was like, well, no.
Isn't it the vice president?
There's this thing called the Constitution that says
Yeah.
the Vice President is control.
So-
He's like, well, he's on an airplane. We have phones. We can reach him. It's okay, Al. Sit down. I'm in control. Okay, sure, Al. Just go back to your office. You're in control. Whatever you need, you're in control.
All right.
Get the hell out of here.
Alexander, go to your room. 1822 on the state, Florida became a U.S. territory, later known as Disney.
Right. All the indigenous
chocolate
peoples
bunny.
in Florida very graciously left
Yes.
and said, here, just take this whole thing. It's we're
Take this
leaving.
land.
You will just go because that's what we want to do. All right, anyway.
Let's open this place up for senior citizens. It's warm
right.
here. We can have golf
Here,
carts.
you can have this and come to die here.
It's Heaven's Waiting Room. 1842. Anesthesia was used for the first time in an operation. Here, we'll just try this.
A lot less screaming going on in that hospital.
The hospital's so quiet.
The screaming has really gone down here.
It was on this day in 1858. One Hyman Lipman patented the first pencil with a rubber eraser on the end.
I've heard that somewhere.
Have you heard that somewhere?
I have.
Hyman Lipman.
Yeah, all right.
Show your pens.
My big fat pink one.
That's the big fat
with
pink
the hard
one.
eraser and the tassel.
Now you know what he was talking about earlier in the show. 1867, the U.S. bought Alaska from Russia.
Right.
$7.2 million. This was before oil was discovered there.
Well,
What should we do at this place?
It was called Seward's Folly, because he was a Secretary of State. Secretary of State Seward.
He was in control.
Yes.
Seward.
Never said, this is Seward's Folly. Now they go, Alaska. That was quite a deal we pulled off there. Hello, Russia. You want to sell anything else? Russia's like, we'd like to sell you Ukraine. You don't own it. Well, we're trying to.
We're trying to take it over and sell it to you. 1967, the cover picture of the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper album was photographed.
Yes. Very detailed. Lots of celebrities. I think some they had to take out because they didn't have copyright permission.
If you were a celebrity at that time, and you were featured on the Sgt. Pepper album,
Damn hippies.
is that how they were? They said.
I think it was more just.
use
I think it was more
my
like,
picture.
damn, where's my money? I don't want any of your dirty hippie money. Oh, it's green. Never mind. I'll take it.
And finally, 2000 on this date, Rolling Stone, Mick Jagger made a nostalgic visit to his old school.
Oh,
Went back to his old school.
that's nice.
He opened the new arts center, it had been named after him, at Dartford Grammar. He
Well,
said that he had spent the worst years of his life at that school.
Well, that's nice.
I don't know if he dedicated it that way, but in an interview he did say
Yeah,
that. So.
okay. Well, someday soon we'll go back to our elementary school.
I went back to mine. Well, it was probably 20 years ago.
Right.
But that's when you notice how short the drinking fountains were.
You're like, wait, what the midgets go here?
and the urinals.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
they're on the floor. So,
I need a kneeler for this urinal. What the hell?
So that's your 2-cent history lesson for today.
And
Here's
that's
some-
the show, which was on an ice delay.
Yes, it is on
Yeah,
ice.
we got to wrap it up.
Yeah. Careful driving on the way out of the show.
Right. Even though by the time you hear the show, I should.
Hey, you got to put some salt on the steps to the porch.
Are you going to sue me?
Probably.
I know a lawyer.
That sues people? After the show content?
I don't know. Oh, I do know. Stand by. All right. We're after the show now.
All right.
All right. So
We can relax now.
we're going to take it easy on ourselves here
We are?
because yeah. I got it.
You
I got it.
I don't have to do anything this time because I always have to come up with the after show.
Did you ever do anything anyway? Anyway, all right. So Michael Colombino, who is one of our regular
Yes.
listeners, he has now twice mentioned that he wants to see our dogs.
Who doesn't want to see our
Well,
dogs?
who doesn't?
Yeah.
So I
You.
have put together this video of our dogs.
You did?
Yeah, just here it is, right here.
Cute. It's cute, right?
Ah!
How long is it?
Just like a minute.
Don't say anything about the dogs.
No, we're just going.
What is it, boy?
My dog.
What is it, boy?
Let's see.
Then your dog.
And it's
What is it,
By the way,
boy?
the dogs,
So
the
it
two
should-
dogs, they're
Rudy and Rocky.
yeah,
Rocky
and then Rudy.
John's dog is
These-
little.
these-
He's got a little dog too to go
Right.
along with his little
He
pink
does have a
stubby
tassel on the
pencil.
end of it
And my dog.
These dogs are very much like our personalities.
Are they? You think?
So. Has it been a minute?
Pretty close.
Can you bring me your toy?
Let it go.
Give me a toy. What toy? Come on. What toy can you give me?
No, the dogs.
Okay.
Can you wag your
I
tail?
don't have brush, but that's
Faster. Faster.
Brush gets enough time on this show.
They do. We probably need a new poster.
Yeah. I was going to grab the Jimi Hendrix
Guess we're
when we
done,
were
huh?
talking to
Little way?
Jerry Millen.
And we need a different
time.
We need something new.
Something psychedelic.
You know what?
No.
When we come back next week, well, we have a show tomorrow, but
Yeah.
then we'll come back.
Monday, new month, new poster. How's that?
Okay.
Would you like to sponsor our poster of the
You
month?
could sponsor our
you
poster.
could sponsor the poster of the
All right.
month. What a bargain that would
All right.
be.
Well, there you go, Michael. I think that was a minute. I
That
think
is
that's our
something,
dogs. There you go. That's it. It's the dogs of Mike and John got it going on. You could sponsor our dogs.
You could walk our dogs.
Okay.